just now, we have on 880 a.m. every Monday at 6 o'clock, Art Talk comes on to bring you all the art happenings from the movers and shakers in the cultural, artistic world of our beautiful Miami. And with that said, we had Terrence Riley, architect, founder of Kean and Riley, also was past curator of MoMA. Philip Johnson, chief curator for 14 years of MoMA in New York. And part of the reason why we have that beautiful Pam Museum. And our conversation was with Terrence Riley. When we left off, you were saying you wanted to interject about Jorge Perez's contribution, because with us also we have Carlos Rosso, who's the president of the Condo division. So back to Terrence Riley, and before you got cut off, tell us about what you wanted to say about Jorge Perez.
Well, at the beginning of the capital campaign, he made a $5 million pledge, which was one of several $5 million pledges, the largest contributions that were being promised at the time. And the importance of his generosity is that he not only kept his pledge where others didn't, but he increased it to $35 million at the moment where things had not really recovered. Everybody's looking at the economy today, thinking, boy, aren't things great? Well, George made his pledge and kept it during a very, very tough time. And of course, there was controversy about naming the museum after him. It's not the way it's always done. Often the building is named for some big donor, but usually the museum is named after the donor, the one who gave the money for the building, the art collection, and everything. All of this is under the water, though. It's not that important. It's especially not important enough for people to not continue giving to Pam. And the need for philanthropy has not ended.
No, not at all.
And I can understand why art collectors in Miami might not have wanted to donate their works of art or single work of art to MAM when it was in a county-owned building in a not very nice part of town. This is the old trick.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that terrible piece of downtown in between the expressway and the railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Put the museum there. And museums will usually go wherever they're offered space.
Right, which was I started with that.
But it was a tough spot.
Yes.
And I think people held back. And when I say collectors, I'm not talking about the Rubels, Marty Margulies, and all the people with public collections.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big collectors. I spent half my life as director going out for dinner at people's houses and socializing, and I always made notes about works of art that I saw. And I would say there are 1,500, if not 2,000, works of art in private homes that if they were offered to any museum, they would at least be considered by their acquisition committee. There's that many serious works of art in private hands.
Here in Miami.
Here in Miami.
Yes.
And Museum of Modern Art built their collection one painting at a time. And I know that Pam's not sitting around hoping that some collector is going to hand over their whole collection. It's just not going to happen. And so, in many ways, the people that live here in Miami are still responsible for making this a successful museum. I think the canard that, Pam really doesn't have a good collection is slowly going away. Mm-hmm. MoMA didn't have the collection it has after a decade. I mean, it's just, it doesn't happen like that. And it's nice that the museum makes all the art look so great.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, the museum itself is a piece of art. I mean, it's just amazing just to see the structure. That alone, I mean, when the PAM opened up, it projected a certain amount of attendance, it superseded every single day record-breaking attendance. And